was grace that taught my heart to feel.
We're back.
Yes, sir.
It's that time. You know the old proverb that you simply can have no pain for no Wayne.
Especially on a Wednesday.
Especially on a Wednesday.
Right?
Dude, there's simply no Wednesday without Wayne. Wayne's Wednesday.
Yeah.
No pain, no Wednesday. No Wednesday, no Wayne.
Yep.
We're back.
Can't be without it, man.
It's episode 8.
Episode 8 already.
The great 8. We made it.
Yep.
Micah, let's jump right into Riders of Destiny.
Riders of
Please give us
Destiny.
the facts.
So, we have a new studio. We got Lone Star Productions.
We're free of Warner Brothers.
We're free. We've escaped Warner Bros.
We will not be escaping Lone Stars anytime soon.
Not for quite a while. I think you pointed out there's going to be 16 more of these movies
Yep,
we're going to have to watch.
Well, they did 16 total, so we've got another 15, which is just about triple
Yeah, and-
the Warner Brothers ones.
And I believe all of these are directed by the same man, correct?
No,
No.
they're not directed by
Oh,
the
that's
same
right, because the
man.
next movie we're going to watch isn't, right?
Yeah. Thankfully.
Right, yeah.
The Wikipedia made it sound like it would be.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's
Thank God.
That's good.
Actually, I'm kind of disappointed. This director was pretty good.
He was.
Because he only did the visuals. He didn't write it.
Really? I thought it said, like, the story.
Oh, did he write it?
I'm pretty sure he did the story.
Oh, man, then fuck this guy.
Yeah, so the man we're talking about, of course, is Robert N. Bradbury.
Yep.
Yeah, there really aren't many fun facts about this guy. Just a guy, director for Lone Star Productions. I mean,
Yeah, right.
not a whole lot. However, we must point out that so in this film, John Wayne is his character is Sandy Singin Saunders.
It's Singin Sandy Saunders.
Is it Singin first?
Yep, starts with singing.
Because of course that's all he does is sing.
Right.
But one problem with this, of course, is that John Wayne couldn't sing. No, and so they
He really couldn't.
yeah no, so they had to use someone else to do the singing,
Mhm.
which was Robert Bradbury's son, Bill.
Bill
He did all of the
Bradbury.
singing.
Yeah.
So,
And Bill also not an amazing singer,
no,
but I'm not complaining.
yeah.
Probably better than John Wayne would have been.
Most certainly, yeah. And
And that leads to some amazing contrast because you'll have Bill Bradbury singing the song
yeah,
about these bandits who have to strap on their guns. The streets will run red with blood tonight. And then John comes in. Well, now listen, Pilgrim. I don't know what you're talking about with this town, but I'm a Singin' Sandy Saunders.
right. It's beautiful, really.
We'll be drinking your beers in hell tonight. That's not what he says, but
Something like that.
something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Yeah.
It's very grim. He's got a dark song.
Yeah. Yeah.
The cowboy version of My Chemical Romance, I think.
That's a great way to put it.
Could you imagine if John Wayne walked onto the screen? When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city. I might edit that. I might make that happen. We'll see.
Definitely should. You should also note we officially have strayed away from the Ken Maynard movies. We did last week in Man from Monterey,
Yeah.
but now it's for real.
It's our full break This
Yeah.
isn't a remake.
Yeah.
Original screenplay,
Mm-hmm.
original picture.
Thank God.
Fuck, thank God, man. Feels good.
Oh yeah. Man, I don't have any more facts. I don't think so.
That's pretty much all of our facts.
Actually,
We have one that's a spoiler,
yeah.
and I think we'll keep that in our pocket.
We'll get to that. I do actually want to point out Yakima Canutt. He returned obviously as a stuntman, and good lord, are some of his stunts crazy.
Spectacular work here.
It was beautiful. I mean, there's one scene where he was like crawling under a wagon,
Yeah, he's getting
a moving wagon, like at like 30 miles an hour. It was crazy.
It's badass because he's holding on to the little part
Yeah.
that holds on to the horses.
Yeah.
And he lets go
Mm.
as the wagon careens over him, and then he grabs onto the underside of the carriage.
Yeah, just kind of like that Indiana Jones scene, right? In what was it?
Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I wonder if that was a reference. Steven Spielberg loves these old school movies, and the Indiana Jones movies were directly like coming out of the old 30s serials.
Huh.
The movies from the 30s, these ideas of where they would be cut up into like 10-minute sections.
Yeah.
That's directly inspired Indiana Jones. There's a decent chance.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't think we had anything interesting about this movie, but there you go.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a decent chance that's
Very interesting.
at least you can see the, like the bones of what would inspire Indiana Jones. Like it probably
Right.
wasn't that scene,
Yeah.
but the feeling and the look of it, you can definitely get.
Yeah, for sure.
God, that's a fucking good movie though, Raiders.
Oh god.
And
The
we're not-
scene where his face gets melted up. Oh, my
Dude,
God.
that's awesome.
Beautiful.
That's the wrong movie. though.
Wrong movie. Once again, we've gone to the wrong movie. This is like the third week in a row we've gone to the wrong movie. Anyway, let's just get right into the film.
Yeah.
So, the first, 34 minutes of this film is pretty... It's
It's nothing.
yeah.
It's completely inconsequential.
Yeah.
It's set up. It's the overview, Western town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Evil man controls the water supply.
Water bear.
That's the plot. That's
Yeah.
all that is set up at the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Have we missed anything?
I mean, there's some...
We'll go back for the scenes that we like, but like
Yeah.
plot wise,
No.
that's about it, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. And then John saves the
Yeah. Sheriff goes missing.
day.
That was confusing for a while, but I mean...
Yeah, let's hone in on that, and
Yeah.
then we'll branch out from there. I think.
Right, yeah.
So
Alright.
first scene of the movie, right?
Yep.
John Wayne, Singin Sandy Saunders,
Mm-hmm.
stumbles upon an old man bleeding out on the ground. Finds out he's the sheriff.
Yeah.
And he gives him some water and he bandages him up and he says, "I'm gonna make sure you're okay." But in the next scene, we see John, no sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
A woman is riding away from a stagecoach.
Yeah.
Her horse gets shot and dies. She falls from the horse. John rides down to her, says, "Don't worry, you take my horse. I'll handle the guys on the stagecoach." So we were real confused.
Yeah.
Where the hell did the sheriff go? Later in the movie, it's revealed that those two scenes did not happen back to back.
Yeah.
John took the sheriff to a neighboring town, said come back in a couple days,
Right.
then went all the way back, and that's when the second scene happens.
Yeah.
The movie is incomprehensible without that knowledge.
Yeah. Very much so.
It's not set up as a mystery.
Yeah.
It's just confusing,
Yeah.
right? And then let's get into one of the fun scenes. I saw you've got one
Yeah.
written down.
The two guys on the stagecoach, they were They were goony. They were a bit loony and stuff. Like, there's one scene where they're trying to climb a little cliff or something, and they're just falling on top of each other.
It turns out that guy was called Al Stenton, the guy who plays Bert, one of those goons.
Yeah.
And he is just a comedian.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, and oh man, we gotta bring up the cinematography in this film.
Oh yeah, it's actually engaging.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned it before because there's nothing to talk about.
Right.
Right, it's just been flat shot.
Yeah.
Flat shot. Camera moves a little bit. Flat shot.
Mm-hmm.
Here we get transitions.
Yeah.
Like, tell us about the transitions.
I mean, like, there's the craziest transition was like, it was like the camera's on John or Sandy. I'm sorry, he isn't named John anymore.
Right.
The camera like pans quickly to the left and like cut while the camera's panning back to the right. It's like a new scene.
Yep.
That was a crazy transition.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I can't remember the term for it. I think it's a flick transition, but
Yeah.
it's so much more than what we've seen.
For what, 1930 whenever?
1933.
33. That was impressive.
By far the most creative cuts we've seen. And they do that one a couple times.
They do, yeah.
They have fading transitions.
Yep.
Where one scene will fade left to right or right to left to a different one. Haven't seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been harsh cuts or fades to black.
Yeah.
That's all we've had.
Yeah.
This is where it's at. It felt like I watched a modern film.
Right? Oh, man.
So yeah, while we're talking about the goons, I want to talk about one of my favorite scenes they have, which is they see John riding away from this ranch, and they have to stop him, right? Because he's gonna do something to mess with the water supply. And so the goons, like Looney Tunes, set up a rope on the road to trip John's horse. And we see John galloping down the road full speed.
Yeah.
And his horse hits the rope and eats the most shit I've ever seen.
There is a tremendous amount of animal cruelty in this movie.
There's a shocking amount. And this is the first
It's the first hint. Yeah.
And this horse eats shit so hard, and then John springs up instantly with a gun, and he holds up the two goons. And this is my favorite bit. While he's holding them up, he throws a lasso over them, and he ties them together where their faces are like almost kissing.
Yeah.
And then he throws another one.
And then another one.
3 lassos.
Yeah.
And ties them up like that.
Yeah, and then he starts dragging them on horseback.
Yeah,
just like how you can do in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Like
it's brutal.
Yeah.
And then we get one of the coldest scenes. One of the best scenes from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Which you have the villain talking to some bandit in his office. And then you hear just in the distance, like, the streets will run red with blood. And then they're like, what's that? I don't rightly know. And they open the door to their office, and these two guys tied up fall down and into the office.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Right?
That's cool. Like, that's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
I loved that. And they have a note attached to it, which is basically, it says, like, Sandy Sanderson. If you keep Sandy Sanders.
Yeah, Saunders.
Saunders. If you keep fucking around with the water, I'm gonna end your like reign of terror or whatever.
Yeah.
The sheriff's gone, and I'll be here till he gets back.
Yeah.
It's stone cold.
It is.
It's incredible.
Sandy's a badass.
He is. And then immediately afterwards, we get the dumbest shit, right? Because it cuts to him in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Of the love interest and her dad.
Yeah.
They're not important.
No.
But he's singing them a song. Because she's like, sing a song, Sandy. You have such a beautiful voice. And he starts strumming his guitar, and you start hearing fake John Wayne sing. And what's incredible not only is it not John singing,
Mm-hmm. It's not a guitar.
It's a fucking ukulele, man.
Yeah. Oh my.
How do you get that wrong? Could they not find a guitar? He's holding one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I want to quick bring up. You mentioned that scene with Sandy's horse eating shit.
Yeah.
His horse looks an awful like Duke, right?
Yeah.
And this probably isn't true, but I'd like to think that is the horse that
Mhm.
played Duke, and he's just he's in the movie. In our hearts, really.
It would be nice if it were.
Yeah.
It would be very pleasant.
Part of me wants it to be the actual horse, but part of me also doesn't, because that horse gets beaten to shit in the
I know.
movie.
Dude, that trip is brutal.
Oh my god.
It's so brutal.
It's
It makes you
awful.
grit your teeth because that is a
Yeah.
real living, breathing horse slamming headfirst into the ground at full speed.
Good god. It's horrendous.
It
But
is-
not as horrendous as the one scene later on, which we'll get to.
We will get to.
Just hang on tight.
One more scene with our villain. What's his name?
Kincaid?
Kincaid.
Yeah. James Kincaid. I
There's a
think.
moment where he's sitting and talking to a bandit, right?
Yeah.
And he's saying basically, we might need to deal with John. I want you to be there when I need you to be.
Yeah.
And while he's saying this, the guy asks, hey, what are we going to do about Love McInterest and her father? Because the love interest and her dad always have to be a threat
Yeah.
in all of these movies.
Right.
He says, don't worry, I've made them an offer they can't refuse. And then he stares directly into the camera. He barrels the shit out of the camera.
Yeah.
And this raises an interesting fact that IMDb had, where they claim that this movie inspired Francis Ford Coppola and The Godfather, where Marlon Brando says, I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah.
Which is total horse shit.
Right.
I've never read a fact and said, no, I don't think that's true, more than this one. Because that's in the book, The Godfather, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've read it. But, and also, that's just a thing the mob would say.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
the author, I can't remember his name, the author of The Godfather, spoke with guys in the mob for like 20 years while writing that book.
Really.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's why all the mafioso were like, that book, that's the most accurate depiction of the mob. But he wasn't in
Yeah.
it personally.
Yeah.
He was just
Yeah.
surrounded by it, by being an Italian American in New
Right.
York.
Yeah. You kind of have to be.
Right? It's inescapable at that point.
Yeah.
Everyone knows a guy who knows a guy.
Oh,
I saw
man.
a pizza review where it turns out the guy who owned the store this dude was reviewing the pizza from was a mob boss in southern Jersey.
What?
Yeah, it's Big Joe.
Oh my
We could
God.
talk about listen, I could talk about organized crime for ages, but we're not going to. We have to talk about Riders of Destiny.
Once again, went to the wrong movie.
That's just real life.
Yeah, yeah.
The wrong.
Oh my
Where
God.
were we?
Kincaid.
Kincaid. We're talking about Kincaid.
Yeah.
Just his scenes.
Right, yeah.
What stuck out to you about Kincaid?
We noticed that he looks a lot like Cillian Murphy, right?
He does.
Yeah, like he looks so devilish.
There's some points where he's looking at the camera and it feels like that Oppenheimer stare.
Yeah.
In like the best way. He's a good actor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can't remember his name, but
Yeah.
he's a good guy. I like him in this movie.
Yeah.
He's doing the
Isn't
Lord's
bad.
work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Oh,
going
man.
on.
Oh man.
Now, at this point, Kincaid he's threatening the ranchers, if you don't sell me your land for extremely cheap, I'm going to not give you any water, because he controls the water.
Mm-hmm.
John then brings a wagon of water from the love interest's ranch to the townsfolk.
Yeah.
Where we get that awesome wagon scene we talked about earlier. It's spectacular.
Yeah.
And the best dialogue in the movie, once the wagon arrives, the townsfolk crowd around, and what do they say, Micah?
Water!
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 As they're dragging a man who's been fatally shot.
Off of the wagon.
Yeah.
They're just, water!
And like, I don't know if like it's the guy who was shot, his mother like comes up. She's like, she's all sad. He's like, oh my boy, my dear sweet boy. And there's just guys in the background, water!
Water! Like that. They're not even saying water. Like cheer. They're going, water!
Yeah.
Water!
It's beautiful.
It's insane. And what follows this weird, somber comedy scene is an incredible duel.
Mm-hmm.
Where the bandit, hired earlier by Kincaid, walks down Main Street, twiddling his fingers.
Right.
Classic duel. And John Wayne, like a stone cold killer, is singing that song. The streets will run red with blood.
It was like, my gosh, it's the most notorious outlaw since Billy the Kid, singing Sandy Saunders.
Singin' Sandy Saunders. That guy's a killer. I seen him do the same thing down on the border.
Right, yeah.
Because we need someone to explain that John Wayne is a badass whenever he does anything.
Yeah.
But it's incredible because they get the quick draw right.
Yeah.
This is something movies never do. They always have the guy just pull a revolver and pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Which, I guess someone who doesn't know about guns would know this.
Yeah.
That's called a double action, where when you pull the trigger,
Yep.
the hammer cocks back and then slams down on the case, right?
Yeah.
This is something most revolvers in the Old West could not do.
Yeah.
They were single action,
Right.
where you have to cock the hammer back, then pull the trigger, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you see an Old West movie where the guy just pulls the gun, pulls the trigger, and it's that classic 6-shooter, like Cattleman-style revolver.
Yeah. Like the Colt revolver.
Yeah,
right?
Colt. Yeah, Colt 45.
Yeah.
This very smooth, like nickel-plated revolver.
Yeah.
They can't do that.
No.
That's not how they'll shoot.
Yeah.
What a quick draw would be is either the guy would pull the gun and then swipe the hammer with his left hand, which is real slow, and
Right.
it shows your opponent that you're about to fire,
Mm-hmm.
or they would pull the gun out of the holster and then drag the hammer along their gun belt, which
Yep.
was ribbed for that purpose, and it would pull the hammer back just enough and then slam it into the bullet, so you don't even pull the trigger.
Yeah.
It just goes off. And that's what John Wayne does.
Yeah. It's so sick.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is he does that and he shoots the guy in the wrist.
Yeah.
The wrist holding his gun.
Mm.
And then, with the gun in front of him, he then does the left-hand swipe of the hammer and shoots his other wrist. Which is what you would do
It's beautiful.
for the second shot. Because you get the belt and then you get your left hand. So you can actually shoot twice.
Right. Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. I was like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's probably the most, like, actually exciting scene out of any of these movies, I think, so far.
Definitely.
For me.
Yeah.
Where I was like out of my seat.
Right. Yeah. This movie really had two just incredible action scenes. The wagon scene and the duel. I mean, it's beautiful.
Dude, yeah, they were spectacular.
Yeah.
They're not like the action scenes of the Warner Brothers movie, which is just a bunch of people
Right.
shooting.
Or waving swords.
The man from Monterey. Oh man, you tell me your heart wasn't pumping as they
Oh
clacked
my
these
God.
fucking plastic swords together?
Yeah. It's so much better.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
So yeah, John cuts down Slippery,
Yep,
the enemy bandit,
Yeah.
in just the coldest of blood. And then Kincaid is just like, hey, come talk to me in my office.
Right.
And this is where John, he's a smart guy, he says, I will work for you. I'm gonna blow up love interests' well so that you control all the water.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously not evil. He must have some sort of scheme.
Right.
This is about 3/4 of the way into the movie.
This is 3/4. Yeah.
We skipped 75% because 75% is garbage.
It's mostly garbage, yeah.
Mostly garbage. And while he's doing this, the love interest hears him. Shock and horror. It's another farce in a 30s movie.
Yeah.
She rushes back to tell her dad about it. While she's doing that, John goes to the ranch folk, tells them his plan. We're not privy to it as the audience.
There's a great line from the dad in the scene where she was talking with her daughter and they see Sandy coming up.
Yeah,
He's
so-
like, what did he say again?
He says, she explains to him, he's like, I can't believe it. Don't let on that that we know to
Yeah.
Sandy.
And right when Sandy walks in, they immediately confront him.
They accuse him in seconds. Don't let on that we know about him.
Let's on.
Sandy, you fucking killer. And then their well explodes.
Yeah.
But John Wayne's a good man.
Yes. He's a great man.
It turns out the well explodes and water spurts from the ground.
Yeah.
Apparently blowing up a well can bring a river back to life.
Crazy.
I'm not entirely confident that's how wells, rivers, or water tables work.
Yeah.
God bless him, though. I'll buy it. You can
What-
start
what-
up a river.
What do we know?
What do we know?
What do we know?
Probably exactly as much as the writers of this movie, I'll bet you.
Yeah.
How the hell just a gunslinger in 1890 would know that if you blow up this particular well,
Right.
that it happens to lie at the head of this river, even though it's downriver, it's downstream
Yeah.
Anyway, he starts up the river. It's magic. We know it's magic because we get these glory shots of the river pouring down and the animals that come frolicking.
Nature's healing.
Nature's healing. We see ducks swim, and then it cuts to, in case you didn't understand, the animals were coming back. We see cattle going to the river. And then again, we see horses coming to the river. And then we see some more ducks coming to the river.
And
then we see the cows again. And another shot of the horses.
And then we get this shot of this absolutely crazy man living on the river. As the river's flowing down, he grabs his kids, he strips down to his drawers, and he jumps into the river, which is about a foot deep.
And he's frolicking, he's loving it, he throws his feet in the air.
It's beautiful.
It's incredible. It cuts to the ducks again,
Yeah.
and then another set of ducks, and then a third set of ducks. We get to see the horses again. This goes on for what feels like 5 full minutes
Yeah.
of just animals and humans and more animals and animals.
It's
Just to remind the audience, these, fucking thick-headed morons watching this movie, hey, animals are coming back. The river's back. Check it out. We've got ducks and also ducks and maybe some more ducks. So we've got white ducks, gray ducks, black ducks. We've got brown ducks. We've got cows and the same cows and also the same cows and horses. The same horses and also the same horses.
one of these horses definitely did not just jump off of a cliff. Oops, did I spoil that?
We definitely didn't have a horse jump off of a cliff.
Oh my god.
Let's skip to that.
Yeah.
Fuck everything else in this movie.
Yeah, because
The villain gets in a chase scene
Kincaid.
with John.
Yeah.
Kincaid with Singin Sandy Saunders.
yeah.
The chase begins. And holy shit. John's just chasing him.
Yeah.
Sandy's just chasing him. And Kincaid rides his horse off of a fucking cliff into a river. And you see the horse fall from 30 to 40 feet into a river head first.
Yeah, it's horrific. It's actually horrific.
It's shocking for real.
Yeah, like we witnessed a scene back in the big trail where the wagons are falling and actual people probably died in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
We witnessed that. This is
This is more shocking. Because you see him slam into the water.
yeah,
This horse.
yeah. This poor fucking horse.
And it's fucking unbelievable. And then Kincaid doesn't circus. He drowns.
Yeah, but the horse is all right.
The horse is fine. We see
Yeah.
the horse walk away.
He's all right.
And presumably the real life horse was also fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think I couldn't find anything about the horse
Yeah.
being hurt, and that was the same horse walking away.
Yeah.
So I assume it survived. That's an assumption.
But at the end of the day, who knows?
Yeah, we have no idea.
It's one hell of a drop.
It's fucking lethal.
It is.
That horse
Oh
has to
my
have
God.
died. That scene, this is one of our fun facts, was cut from the British release
Yep.
of this movie.
Yeah, for animal cruelty.
Which makes me think the horse dies. It had to scare the horse.
No.
Guaranteed. So there is animal cruelty. And even if the
Yeah.
horse is physically fine, you dropped an animal off of a cliff.
Yeah.
You can't do that, like, comfortably.
No.
It's kind of like, you know that shitty Harrison Ford movie that came out, like, 2016? Call of the Wild?
No, I haven't.
The one where he's an old man in the Yukon with a dog.
No.
Anyway, they made a big hullabaloo about we're using a real dog, no
Yeah.
CGI dog. And then you see like this behind the scenes footage of the dog like scared to hell and back
Oh
because
no.
of these scenes where it has to be like swept down a river.
Oh my god.
And they're like throwing this dog into a fake river, and it's like, it's like paddling.
Oh my god.
It's spectacular. It's horrifying, actually. Not spectacular at all, but from a distance, it's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. Not for the dog, though.
Not for the dog. No, it's horrifying and traumatic for the dog.
Yeah. Just like this horse, probably.
Yeah.
Poor horse.
Poor horse. Rest in peace to that horse.
God. I would not want to be a horse in the 1930s, bro.
Dude, they get fucked up in so many of these movies.
Good God. Oh.
But yeah. Then
Yeah.
John kisses the love interest, rides away.
Yeah. He kisses her. He tells her to make some biscuits.
And he leaves.
And he leaves.
Yeah.
End of movie.
End of movie.
Yeah.
That's Riders of Destiny.
That's Riders of Destiny, which doesn't really make sense as a title.
Yeah, no, there's no Riders or Destiny.
Yeah.
There's a rider.
There's a rider of badassness.
Yeah. Why don't they comment on Singin Sandy in the title?
I
Like
don't know. Just do
the
it.
singing shootist.
That'd be an incredible name.
That feels like a better title.
Yeah.
Like the caroling cowboy. You
Yeah.
know?
Anything but Riders of Destiny. Yeah. Very strange
The
choice.
Song of Justice, something
Yeah.
that mentions we're gonna hear songs and we're gonna get justice. Or
Yeah.
anything of the sort. Not Riders of Destiny. I wanted this to be like a gang movie where like he has like a group of compatriots
Yeah.
and they ride into town to save someone and they're the Riders of Destiny.
Yeah.
No, it's just John.
Yeah. This is certainly
And-
not what I was expecting, but
Yeah,
Overall-
right?
overall, I'm pretty accepting of it. I mean,
Me too.
take away the animal cruelty, take away the questionable plot or missing scenes and all that. It's a pretty good film.
It's a movie of peaks and valleys.
Yeah, truly.
There's some extreme high points and some
Yeah.
real low points.
Yeah.
It's a complicated movie. It's a movie of evil and good in equal parts.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
should we go into our segments, our
Our-
bits?
we should. First, should we do our War of the Wang?
War of the
War of the
Waves.
Wang. I think we have a strong case for our new Wang.
Singin'
Strong
Sandy?
Wang. Singin' Sandy.
Definitely, we're going up against not
Twin
Man from
Forks.
somewhere in Sonora, Wayne.
Yeah.
Who's
Alumni of Twin Forks Academy.
alumni? The Warlock.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I think Singin' Sandy, he 100%, I think his gun skills are actually better than the knife skills we see in Somewhere in Sonora.
Yeah. For sure.
I think Singin' Sandy would absolutely be able to gun down
I think so.
Somewhere in Sonora.
Yeah.
John, who was John.
Yeah, John something.
I think John Wayne could kill John Wayne.
I think I agree.
But yeah,
This
he's an actually impressive gunslinger.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and considering all the dope stunts crawling under the wagon, there's one
Yeah.
scene where he like fully leaps onto his mount. It's incredible.
Yeah, he leaps onto his horse from ground level.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, holy shit.
Dude, that's like a 4-foot vertical.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Unbelievable leap, and you just watch him do it. Like that's
Yeah.
really John Wayne really jumping onto his horse.
Hmm. Yeah, it's incredible.
Fantastic bit. Yeah, I think this is my favorite outing for John, like
Yeah.
as an actor.
Hmm. Yeah,
Even though he's not singing, the character he plays here is the most interesting
yeah,
because he's dark.
yeah.
He's not just a good guy, he's singing about bloodshed.
Right.
And he does like weird, mysterious, almost villainous things.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's really engaging.
yeah. Yeah, he's like a mixed character. It's incredible.
Yeah, compared to like the just white hat, like American cowboy we've seen before.
White hat, white shirt, white chaps, white,
White
vest, white boots,
White horse.
white horse. Oh,
Straightforward John. He's wearing a black hat in this,
Yeah.
which is big.
We haven't talked about the hat game in this movie. There's so many just
Oh,
absurd 15-gallon hats.
15 to 20 gallons.
It's incredible.
Bert himself has a huge hat.
Mhm.
It's about twice the size of his head.
Yeah,
Spectacular hat game.
it's beautiful.
But I think we need to impart how important it is that John is wearing a black hat.
Yeah,
In old westerns, the good guy is always wearing a white hat, and the
Yeah.
villain is always wearing a black hat.
yeah.
That's how simple these movies are morality-wise,
Right.
usually. So this is really interesting,
Yeah,
comparatively. I mean, it's not a Clint Eastwood cowboy movie.
yeah.
We're 40 years before those still.
Yep.
Well, were they 60s or 70s? I think they were 60s, actually, now I think about it.
Right, yeah.
I think they were
later.
end of 60s, beginning of the 70s.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least late 60s maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% they were.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah, because they would have come. Yeah. Because they're a million hours long. Of course, they're from the 70s, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
That's when movies last for 10 years. You sit down for a movie and you leave a decade later. The season has changed at the very least.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I went down to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I sat down in January. I left. It was August. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love the hack game.
Mm. Yeah,
But that's our Wayne v. Wayne.
that's our Wayne.
War of the
Wayne.
Waynes.
We have our new standard of Wayne.
New champion.
New champion.
Singin Sandy.
Oh my god. I don't even know if we have to do the raceometer test on this movie. I mean,
Yeah, nothing.
There's nothing.
It's not racist.
Not racist.
This gets us not racist.
Yeah.
Let's simplify that. It's binary.
There we go.
Racist or not racist. This is not a racist movie.
Yes.
And if there's a movie in the middle, then we'll expand. This rubber stamp it, bang, not racist.
Not racist. All right. Not racist.
Moving on.
Critics Corner.
Critics Corner.
This was a 33% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I kind of.
That's more reasonable. Probably 40, 50.
I think 50.
Yeah.
I think it's criminal that this movie is that low.
Yeah. But it's more fair than some of the other ones.
I'm talking myself into liking this movie a lot more than I did when we started reviewing this.
Yeah, that's true.
Now that we're talking about it, I'm finding I enjoyed a lot more of this movie than I thought I did.
Yeah. Man. It's just the first. It's just 2/3 of it is shit.
2/3 is shit, but John himself is so good in this.
Yeah, I know.
He's so much more interesting than the other movies.
Yeah. Mm.
Like, I'm thinking about his character as having depth. I can imagine him existing in other movies than this one,
Yeah.
doing other things. The other movies, he's like tailored to that movie, and you cannot imagine him existing in anything else, right?
Yeah.
Like, Telegraph Trail, he's Jim Telegraph. There's nothing else he could do.
Yeah.
He's the Telegraph guy.
Mm.
He does the Telegraph. That's it.
and dress up as a Native American, but
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
bypass that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I prefer him here so much more.
Yeah.
He's improved acting-wise so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God, it's still not a good performance.
No.
People need to know that. We're talking about in comparison. Because that's the nature of this project, is to watch him evolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't believe how much his acting has actually changed.
Yeah.
That's what 8 movies worth of experience will do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But holy shit. Yeah, what's the other segment? Critics Corner? Yeah, it should be 50%.
Yeah, probably 50. I don't remember any other bits we do.
We were going to do Chump Says, but
Jumps. Yeah.
the old folks don't have anything interesting to say about this movie
No.
on IMDb.
No, not really. There's that one guy, Dennis Schwartz, who wrote a review. It's
He gave it a C+.
yeah.
He didn't talk about anything interesting.
Yeah, no.
No one online has anything interesting to say about this movie, possibly including us.
Yeah, maybe. Unfortunately, that may be true. Since we've been talking about John Wayne's performance, should we just segue into John Wayne's Words of the West?
Words of the West? I think we shall.
All right.
Kick us off, Micah. You got a good one?
I got a good one. This is from the dueling scene where he shoots Slippery.
Slippery.
Yeah. This excellent quip by Sandy. He says, "Make it fast, Slippery. It'll be your last draw."
Cold.
It's so cold.
That's what I mean.
Right?
He's delivering cool lines
Mm-hmm.
believably.
Yeah.
Because he would say stuff like that in the old movies, but it'd be like, make your draw, Slippery. It'd be your last. Like, it would be terrible.
Yeah.
Here, he has got a good cadence, and he delivers it.
He does. Yeah.
I like it. It's a cool line.
Oh my god.
That should be like on a bumper sticker.
That definitely should be.
Mine comes from the last probably 30 seconds of the movie.
Yeah.
The love interest walks up to him and says, "So, you're going to go then?" And then John looks at her and gives a smile and he says, "I'll be off then. But I'll be back for supper if you bake me 100 biscuits." And then he grabs her, kisses her on the mouth, and then rides away. And it was just... I really liked that delivery. It was really charming. Like, what a fun, silly thing to say. "If you bake me 100 biscuits."
Yeah.
And it's elevated by the fact the love interest just, like, gets so excited.
Yeah.
And, like, starts running off. And the father's like, "What are you doing?" And she turns around and she throws her arms out and goes, "I'm going to make 1,000,000 biscuits." And the movie ends. I really liked that scene.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. That was
fun.
really human.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was so charismatic on both their parts.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was like a genuinely good scene outside of our comparative look.
Yeah, definitely.
That was really charming.
Yeah.
We've got the badass and the charming in this movie.
Yeah. It was great.
God, the last portion of this movie, when you don't talk about the beginning and just talk about the good parts,
Yeah.
it's really good.
I know. It's just...
Oh, we didn't talk about the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
The trailer's shit.
Yeah, no, it's not great.
It's not good. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
Don't watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Trailer's worse than the movie.
Don't watch the trailer. Don't watch the first 34 minutes of this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Watch the movie, though.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
If you got an hour to kill and you want a fun John Wayne movie...
Yeah. This is also, what, $2 on Prime?
Yeah, it's the cheapest one.
Yeah, all the other ones have been $3.
Genuinely, for cost...
Yeah.
This is one of the best movies you can get that we've watched.
Yeah.
I'm gonna because the rest are $3 to $4
Yeah.
that we've watched.
Yeah.
Cost-wise, for an hours of entertainment, I'd rather spend $2 on this than $3 on most of the other movies, except Riding Cowboy and Haunted Gold.
Most certainly. Yeah. It's just such a shame that the first part of the movie is so bad.
It's so boring. It's
Yeah.
incomprehensible and it's boring.
Yeah.
Two of the cardinal sins. But you have John singing. Air quotes.
Air quotes singing.
Air quotes singing. I forgot you can't see that, dear audience. The folks at home can't tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's this movie. That's all I have to say about it, I think.
Yeah, I don't have much either.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
cleared off with our review.
Yeah.
I think the audience can tell I like this movie more than you do.
Yeah. I had a moral dilemma with rating this movie because, I mean, the animal cruelty. Like, God damn. It's such a dilemma because the first part of the movie is shit, but the last part's so good. It's great. Loved it. But the animal just...
You know what it sounds like to me, Micah?
What?
It sounds like this is gonna be the first use of a thumb up and a thumb down from one of our hosts.
I think I actually did. Or did. No.
I don't think we have.
Have I not?
No. I don't think so.
I might
If
not.
it has, please leave a comment, audience.
Please.
But I don't think it's happened
Refresh
yet.
our memory. Help us. I mean,
It
yeah.
sounds like you like and hate this movie.
I know, I really do. I think I think you've probably convinced me. I'm just gonna do a thumb up and a thumb down.
That's fair.
Those are my feelings.
That's a very reasonable set of feelings. I feel like you're not gonna agree with my review.
I
here.
probably won't, but I'll respect it.
I've talked myself into this at this point. This is a movie that now that I'm looking back on it, is actually quite charming. It's quite engaging.
Yeah.
I had a good time watching it. I had a great time talking about it. This is one of my favorite podcasts that we've recorded.
Yeah.
I'm giving this movie 2 thumbs up, baby. This movie,
my God.
you know what? This movie rocks, right?
Right.
You know what? This movie bangs. I like this movie a lot. I'll put up with that beginning. It's so fine.
Yeah.
It's no Haunted Gold, right?
No.
It's no Ride 'Em Cowboy. But it's like, I think this is number 3 for me personally.
Yeah.
I can't imagine another movie that we've watched that I like more. It's not A Big Stampede. It's not Telegraph Trail, and it's not Man from Monterey.
No.
This movie is better than all 3 of those. I think. Or Somewhere in Sonora. Yeah, no, that movie's not good at all.
No.
But that's what I'm locking in.
So that's an overall of 2. What other movies have been 2 thumbs up in total?
Telegraph Trail.
Telegraph Trail.
And The Big Trail.
And The Big Trail. Man. That's an interesting category. Honestly.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so up and down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because our innovative ranking system is not very good.
It isn't.
But it's ours.
It is ours. And that's part of the charm.
It's part of the charm, baby. Just like this movie. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up forever. 100 years, 2 thumbs up. It's a great movie.
Oh my God.
I've changed my opinion on it completely from after watching it. I thought I'd have nothing to say, and I didn't like it. Turns out this movie rocks.
Yeah.
It's got an emotional core. That's it, folks. That's our show. Micah, plug us out.
Follow us on X, No Pain No Wayne 1. Follow us on Instagram, No Pain No Wayne Pod. Email us, nopainnoWayne1@gmail.
That's about it.
That's it, baby.
That's all, folks.